Is this possible? Physics says that this rock is 99% empty space. It says the only reason it doesn't fall through the ground is effectively force fields. But my hand says it's solid. My eye says it's a thing. And this is the disconnect we've been trying to solve for 100 years. Right now, the phone or laptop or the TV you are watching this on, according to the Buddha's deepest science, is not actually solid. And this year, 2025, the Nobel Prize for Physics has just been awarded to three scientists for showing that quantum tunneling isn't just a tiny particle trick. They've shown tunneling can happen in larger systems, in circuits you can literally hold in your hand. One of the most interesting effects in the universe is known as quantum tunneling. In quantum mechanics, it is possible for a particle to pass through a barrier without having enough internal classical energy. To illustrate, let's use a ball being rolled up a hill and an analogy. Under classical mechanics, a ball can only roll up a hill if it has enough energy to break the barrier. In quantum conditions, however, there is a certain percentage that the ball can absorb energy from its surrounding to finish the job. What is extremely fascinating is that water has been shown to exhibit this effect. Imagine the possible consequences, such as water being able to pour through a block of matter without needing to cross classical barriers. But here is the crazy part. 2,500 years before we awarded the 2025 Nobel Prize and previously two other Nobel Prizes for quantum tunneling, the Buddha has already resolved beyond it. So when you hear passing through walls, it's not just in Harry Potter movie. What I'm saying is our best modern science is already telling us that solid is a lot more mysterious than it feels. And the ancient Buddhist technical manual that I'm referring, the Abhidhamma, offers a way of looking at matter that sits very comfortably next to all this talk of tunneling. Buddha has developed the ability or sixth sense more intense than a particle accelerator to untangle matter itself, all the way down to what he called Rupa Kalapa, or the fundamental energy bundle. I will shorten it as FEB, the fundamental unit of physical ultimate reality. These are the building blocks that make up everything physical in the universe. It's a storm of tiny fundamental energy bundles appearing and disappearing so fast that your mind stitches them together as a thing. Let me explain you simply. Look at a wooden table and we say there is a table. But table is just a label we stick on a specific arrangements of parts. If I take the legs, planks and other stuff off and scatter these wooden parts across the room, where did the table go? The wood is still there, but the concept of the table has vanished. Now, if we put this wood into a grinder and turn it into dust, there is no plank, no legs, just dust. We have untangled the knot one layer deeper. Most of us stop there. We think, okay, it's wood dust, it's atoms. But the Buddha in Abhidhamma said, keep going. He discovered that all inanimate and animate things in the universe, everything you can touch or see or think of, are built from a fundamental unit called energy packets. Even something as tiny as a mustard seed is made from a collection of trillions or quadrillions of these energy bundles. In the ancient Pali language, the word for matter is rupa. Most translators will tell you rupa means form or body. The Abhidhamma defines matter as it becomes matter by being subject to change due to opposition, which is subject to affliction, or rupana in Buddha's language. As I cannot find one single word for this Rupana in English, it has to be known by few meanings: to be afflicted, to be suffered, to be bothered, to be agitated. Think about what just happened. My hand felt the cold, the ice reacted to the heat of my hand and melted. It was an affliction. The Abhidhamma says matter is constantly being agitated, struck, and oppressed by conditions. Heat strikes it, cold strikes it, pressure strikes it. This is the difference between the conventional world and ultimate reality. Conventionally, I see a rock or a table. It looks solid and peaceful. Ultimately, that object is in a state of constant stress. It is a group of energies fighting to stay together while being beaten up by many conditions like temperature and pressure. And here's the kicker: the mind is a stream of actions that happen so fast. It arises, exists, and vanishes so quickly within a mind moment, 1 trillionth of a second. Three stages happen so fast: rises, exists, and perishes. Time it takes for each stage is just a moment. So 3 moments are equal to 1 mind moment. It's not just a moment when you say to a friend, I'll be there in a moment. It's 3 trillionth of a second. Now, you know how small is a real moment. Life of a mind is over almost as soon as it actioned. Mind can dodge these hits because it's so fast. But matter, life of a fundamental unit of matter, is slower than mind. This ancient discovery of Buddha says a fundamental unit of matter lives for 17 mind moments. That tiny difference in lifespan is just alone enough to get afflicted by heat, cold, pressure, and other conditions. That ongoing being beaten by conditions is called affliction of matter. So, what exactly is the ultimate reality of matters, or rupa? In this Abhidhamma framework, ultimate reality is divided into two phenomena: nama, which is immateriality or mentality. We call mind and mental factors, and rupa is materiality, the meta side we are discussing today. Mind and mental factors are pure actions, pure events. They don't form a body you can see or touch. They know or are aware of the experience of objects and vanish within a tiny time and in a series you can't even grasp it, like a film roll in a movie. So you feel it real. In everyday speech, rupa just means form or body. Humans have bodies, animals have bodies, even the devas or gods are described as having bodies of light. Trees, rocks, even beams of sunlight, we treat them as bodies because they have shapes, they have sizes, and they color. From the world's point of view, that's fine, but this ancient science gives a warning. It says substance or matter is not something that exists in an ultimate reality. If you investigate what you are calling a substance, you don't find a solid core. You find only a cluster of energy bundles. Matter, on the other hand, is the side that seems to show a body. Matter can be long, short, round, or large, colored, etc. But the name you give to a matter or body is only a conventional label for the ease of use, including yourself. What actually really exists in ultimate reality is just a mass of fundamental energy bundles. So if body is not truly a body, form, or matter, what is it? The Buddha gives a very precise definition in details. He started the definition saying, because it is afflicted, it is called matter. The keyword here is affliction. In historic language, it is rupana. Matter is explained with 3 afflictions. It is agitated, called kuppati. it is struck, gatyati. It is oppressed, piliyati. If you got the meaning in physics terms, we can say matter in this system is defined by its reactivity. This rock looks peaceful, but according to the Abhidhamma, at the level of ultimate reality, it is an ongoing state of being afflicted, stretched, compressed, heated, cooled by conditions around it. Right now, I can feel this directly in my hand. Even if nothing in my hand, you can feel the warmth in your hands, the weight where you sit, maybe a little stiffness in the neck or back. In Abhidhamma language, all of that is just matter being struck by conditions like temperature, hardness, motion, and pressure. I mentioned earlier that fundamental unit of matter is called fundamental energy bundle or rupa kalapa. Even a tiny poppy seed is made from a collection of quadrillions of these fundamental energy bundles. When he looked closely at these fundamental energy bundles, he saw that each one is a bundle of energies. This echoes the concept of energy packet in quantum mechanics. And at the end of this video, I'll explain how this is quite similar to Floquet state of matter. So, simply put, a fundamental energy bundle is a bundle of energies, different types, bound together based on their properties, characteristics, qualities, and functions. The Buddha discovered there are 28 distinct types in this universe. So there are 28 different types of energies making up a physical objects in this universe. He collectively calls these energies Attavisi Rupa, 28. In this context, matter means cluster of energy packets with a specific nature, not just form or shape. So this group of energies gathered in particular tiny area called Rupa Kalapa or fundamental energy bundle, FEB. Those fundamental energy bundles are the fundamental unit from which all physical objects are made of. You cannot further break down a fundamental energy bundle into separate pieces the way you can break a plank into wood dust or the way breaking down an atom as this is smaller than an atom or electrons. You can see the different energies in it, but you cannot separate them out. They are bound together inseparably. Think of matter as something that only shows up as this kind of energy state because it's constantly being struck by conditions, a bit like how a Floquet state of matter only appears because we keep driving the system rhythmically in time. Let's look at some of the law of nature of fundamental energy bundle. Never do all 28 energies exist in a single energy zone at once. Never is there only one single energy type alone inside an energy zone. There's 8 special energies that appear in every fundamental energy bundle, can be found in every energy packet universally. These 8 are called the pure octad, or in ancient language, Suddhashtaka. These pure octad energy types are present in every fundamental energy bundle. The minimum number of energy types in any fundamental energy bundle is 8. In some fundamental energy bundle, you have only these 8. In some, you have these 8 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, or maximum up to 5 extra types. The maximum number of distinct energies in one fundamental energy bundle is pure octad 8 plus 5 of the other energy types, which is 13. Now, let's zoom in on those pure octad or 8 universal fundamental energies that appear in every fundamental energy bundle. Among these 8, 4 are primary. They are called 4 great essential energies or the Bhuta Rupa. And there are 4 other secondary energy types called 4 Anubhuta Rupas. The 4 great essential energies are the energy we experience as hardness or softness, Its nature is hard, soft, rough, flat. It's called Pathavi Dhatu. The cohesive energy, the nature which prevents the diffusion and causes the sticking together of the hardness property. Its nature is binding, flowing, holding things together. It is called Apodhatu. The energy of heat and cold. This is quite easy to understand. It's not just hot, it includes coolness too, any temperature variations. It's called Tejo Dhatu. The energy of motion, pressure, expansion, and contraction is called Vayu Dhatu. Each one is named not as a thing, but by its nature, by their characteristics, function, manifestation, and proximate cause. In other words, by what they do and how they behave. The Buddha discovered total 28 distinct energy types in the world, distinct by their properties, behavior, and nature, and they named them accordingly. Along with these four great essential rupas, there are four more that complete the pure octad. The energy we experience as color or appearance, called vanna. The energy we experience as smell, gandha. The energy we experience as taste, rasa. The energy of nutriment, the sustaining quality that keeps matter going, is called ocha. So the 8 energies present in every fundamental energy pocket are here. This is very important. It's not that there's some object called Pathavi or hardness, and then hardness comes out of it. It's the other way around. The hardness or Pathavi energy itself is hardness. You can experience the hardness in water. The Apo or cohesive energy itself is cohesion. That's what keeps something sticking together, like metal, water, or cement. The Tejo or heat energy itself is heat or coolness. You can experience this energy in any matter. The Vayu energy itself is motion or pressure. This expansion and contraction can be observed in any matter. The Buddha is identifying these fundamental energy units by their properties, characteristics, or behavior, not as little bricks. How different mixes create fire, water, mercury. Even though these 8 are always present, they never appear in the same proportions. In each Rupa Kalapa, the amount of each energy is different. For example, there can be a fundamental energy bundle where Tejo, the heat energy, is very strong. The other 7 are still there, but weaker. When thousands of trillions of such Tejo dominant fundamental energy packets gather together, we get something like a tiny spark of fire. The building blocks of that sparks are just cluster of fundamental energy bundles with higher portions of heat energy. There can be fundamental energy bundles where Apo, the cohesive flowing energy, is predominant. The others are present but weaker. When thousands of trillions of these gather, you get something like a drop of water. So the fundamental units of that water drops are cluster of energy packets rich in Apo. There can also be fundamental energy bundle where Pathavi or hardness and Apo, cohesion, are present in large, roughly equal amounts, and other 6 are weaker. When thousands of trillions of those energies gather, you get something like a drop of mercury. So the type of physical object that appears depends on which energies are dominant and in what ratios. So that's the recipe. 8 base ingredients and then 20 other ingredients. And just like you can mix wheat flour with other ingredients, you can make different kind of breads, buns, cakes, and a lot more. You can mix any different portions of these 8 energy types plus any portions of other energy types, but up to 5. It makes 13 energy types of any portions. Imagine how many products you can make out of it. The universe has mixes of these pure 8 energy portions up to 5 other energies to create every material thing. Gold, mercury, water, flesh, and how many different proportions can you have? Realistically, it's infinite. So, to summarize, a fundamental energy bundle or Rupa Kalapa is a group of energies. Many fundamental energy packets come together to form a material mass called Rupa Pinda. Many material masses then come together, and that's how the objects we see in daily life are formed. Earlier, we said minimum 8, maximum 13 different energies in one fundamental energy bundle. Based on how many distinct energies are present in a fundamental energy bundle, the Buddha uses different names. I will give corresponding scientific Greek names. Ashtaka Kalapa, 8 energies, octad fundamental energy bundle or octad FEB. Navaka Kalapa, 9 energies, nonad fundamental energy bundle. Dasaka Kalapa, 10 energies, decad fundamental energy bundle. Ekadasaka Kalapa, 11 energies, handicad FEB. Dwadasaka Kalapa, 12 energies, dodecad FEB. Terasaka Kalapa, 13 energies, triskaidecad FEB. These names just mean the fundamental energy bundle that has 8, 9, 10 to 13 energy types and so on. Now comes something mind-blowing. The Buddha didn't only see what a fundamental energy bundle is made of, he also saw how long it lives or the lifespan of matter. A fundamental energy bundle arises, exists for a little while, and then perishes. These 3 stages happens in 17 mind moments, 17 chittakshana. I told about this in my previous video about the mind. Mind moment is the lifespan of the mind. It is 1 trillionth of a second. This is how small the time it takes 3 stages of lifespan of mind in equal duration to arise, exist, and perish. But I will tell you again for the new viewers, of this mind moment, one of the moments in time of the mind to arise, exist, and perish is called moment or shana. How small is one moment? Based on the similes given by the Buddha, in the time it takes to blink an eye, let's say a second, roughly 3 trillion moment pass. One mind moment equal to 3 moments, so 3 shana. So in blink of an eye, roughly 1 trillion mind moments occur. So 1 shana is unimaginably small. One fundamental energy bundle lasts for 17 of those mind moments, as mind moments or chittakshana has 3 moments or 3 shanas. This fundamental energy bundle lasts 51 moments or 51 shanas. A single Rupa Kalapa rises in 1 shana, exists for 49 shanas, and at the 51st shana, it perishes. During those 49 moments of existence, its total energy is decreasing. It is strong at the beginning, then gradually weakens, and finally vanishes at the 51st moment. So altogether, lifespan of an energy zone is 51 shanas, or 17 mind moments, or 17 chittakshanas. And the Buddha saw something even more interesting. At the 51st shana, just as one fundamental energy bundle is about to perish, another fundamental energy bundle of the same composition arises in exact tiny zone. However, the initial energy of the second one is slightly less than the energy of the first one when it first arose. So depending on this, it is determined how long a certain matter takes to decay. Then that second fundamental energy bundle or FEB lives for the same pattern of 49 shanas and perishes at the 51st and gives rise to third one of slightly lower energy. This chain is called lineage of matter or Rupa Parampara. The third FEB is not the same as the first FEB, but it is connected to it through this lineage. So the object in front of you is not one thing continuing. Its lineages of chain of this energy bundle taking turns being this object. Likewise, all physical objects in the universe are not solid or not frozen blocks. They are continuous lineages of fundamental energy bundles or FEBs, constantly appearing and disappearing so fast, changing from moment to moment like ultra fast running film roll frames of a movie. Your body, the chair you sit on, the walls around you. In this system, they are all collections of infinite number of these energy bundles rising and perishing at incredible speed. I don't know how you feel about this, but I just can't think that more than 2500 years ago, a person we call Buddha has discovered these things of matter into such fine-tuned details. Isn't this so amazing? For me, this is like an impossible. So today we've seen the introductory part of matter, that the Buddha untangled what we call objects like the table down to fundamental energy units. Those units are called Rupa Kalapa, what I call them fundamental energy bundles or FEBs of up to maximum of 13 different energies in one FEB. FEB always containing the pure octad of 8 energies, the 4 great essential rupas, Patavi, the hardness, Apo, the cohesion, Tejo, the heat, Vayu, expansion, are actually primary energies defined by their nature. Along with these 4 secondary energies, Vana, Gandha, Rasa, Ocha, they form the pure octad or Suddhashtaka. In the universal energy bundle for any matter, all physical things, animate, inanimate, seen, unseen, are just different combinations and proportions of these energies. And every FEB or Rupa Kalapa has a very short lifespan, measured in 51 moments or kshanas, rising and existing and passing away in lineages of matter called Rupa Parampara. Now, back to modern discoveries. As I said, this is the beauty of Buddha's discoveries. I don't find Buddha as a religious leader. I always see him as the greatest scientist of all the history. In modern physics, there's something called a floquet state of matter. Don't worry about the fancy names. What is important is to get the idea. Here's the simple explanation. Imagine you have a material that you keep hitting with a perfect rhythm, like light bulb that pulses on and off roughly around 60 times a second. Because of that constant beat, the material settles into special patterns of energy that only exist while you keep driving it. Physicists call these patterns floquet states. They are not like a rock sitting quietly on a table. They are more like a dance move that only exists as long as the music is playing. Now, compare that with what we've just said about Buddha's discovery of fundamental energy bundles or Rupa Kalapas. In this ancient science, the Buddha's great discovery of deep science, picture matter is not a solid lump that sits there by itself. It's a tiny bundles of energy flashing in and out of existence. And during the short time they are alive, they are constantly struck by conditions like temperature, pressure, motion. Then one FEB perishes and another almost identical FEB or Rupa Kalapas rises in the same spot, slightly weaker, and then another in a lineage. So you can think of Rupa Kalapa or FEB not as a solid bricks or not a silent solid block of stuff, but energy bundles appearing in a rhythm shaped by the conditions that keep hitting or afflicting them. Like a very high speed floquet state running at trillions of frames per second. The way this deep science discovery of Buddha 2500 years ago regarding the matter as driven, rhythmic, energy-based, not truly solid, sits surprisingly close to how some of our most advanced quantum models talk about driven systems today. It could be even possible for someone to develop these abilities to absorb energy from your surroundings, to travel through any matter. Probably, as the text says, the Buddha has this wisdom called Irdhi Vida Jnana. Could be this ability to absorb energy just by realizing the ultimate reality of matter. If you want to do that, do not try to go through a matter. Instead, try to understand the matter as energy, including your body. So it is about how deep and far you have realized about this phenomena of the nature. In a previous video, we started to look at the mind side, the non-physical, the immaterial. Now, today, we've looked at matter, the rupa. So in upcoming videos, we can start deep dive in further exploring the ultimate realities, looking at how mind and matter interacts and work in collaboration as discovered by Buddha in this ancient deep science. When you look at the objects in your room right now, do you still see furniture or do you see the refresh rate? I am pinning a comment below about the matter. I want to know if this concept makes the world feel more real to you or less real. Let's argue about it in the comments. So if this changed how you see reality, please consider subscribing so you don't miss the future videos. Leave a comment and tell me which idea hit you the hardest today. Should I use ancient Pali words so you can understand how real and deep these are? Or do you just want plain English so that I can give you this in a better way? Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Thank you.